Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again. We're here for some more of the SEA playoffs. My goodness gracious me, oh my, Luminous Inverse, what a guy. It's Clutch Gamers versus Mineski. How you feeling?
Feeling great. I got a piece of chocolate, got some water. Now I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Into the game. Draft already started and well underway. Clutch Gamers, with the second pick, ended up taking a Slardar Queen of Pain. A little bit of a departure from what we saw last time.
Yo, they back.
You know why they ended up taking it? Because that puck got banned. It was pretty good last game.
The reason I'm saying they're back because this is their style. They rely on that team fight.
Yeah.
And this is it. Darkseer Slardar, right? This is the most team fight thing you could get. Coming from your third and fourth position. Vacuum into Crush. Blink Vacuum into Blink Crush. That is going to be what Clutch Gamer is going to look to. Of course, Mineski opens things up with Lina Sven, a combo that they actually picked quite a bit.
Yeah.
Of course, we've seen them run it as a 1-2. We've seen them run it as a 4-5, so not going to give away too much information to Clutch Gamers.
I think that this game in particular, it's a little bit tough to run it as the 4-5 role just because the Quap is not easy to gank. But we saw them run it against other heroes that were hard to gank. I think they ran it against like a Puck or something also. So it's not necessarily indicative that this is going to be what happens. With the Bristleback, it actually blends a little bit more credence to the idea of running that Sven in the position 4 role. Clutch Gamers, the real question for me is, do they pick Invoker here against not knowing what it is that Mineski are going to run? I feel like it is actually not what they're going to get because they got Quap. What am I talking about? Armel's on that hero.
I mean, we seen the Puck off lane last game, so
You never know.
yeah,
The C Classic.
the C Classic. Now with the Witch Doctor pickup, it's probably not going to be the choice here as Clutch Gamer will likely round out the draft with the pick that is good against the Sven. You know what's surprising to me is that Mineski picked Sven, and Clutch Gamer banned Bloodseeker. That's their counter pick to this Sven.
I think that what they were worried about was having the possibility of like a Lina Sven roaming combo and then a very strong laning hero in the Bloodseeker that we've seen teams do a couple of times. Because if you pick a bunch of strong lanes like a Bristleback, then you can have these heroes that roam around the map and find a ton of different kills.
Yeah, but Bloodseeker to me is one of the more intricate heroes to play in a high skill setting. And not every carry mid player has played that, right?
Yeah.
So it could likely be a hero that Mineski has not practiced. But with that said, they feel like that's a good ban, so they do take it out.
David with that said Shang.
No, that's David with that said Gorman.
I know, that was great.
One of the better Twitch chat names. Although I personally got a good one myself.
What's that?
C9 wins, Lumi smiles. Although C9 haven't done a lot of winning. So
not a lot of being an organization
we need to change that to MP wins, Lumi smiles.
Okay, I like it.
I got the corner of my eye watching the Freedom MP game. Which if you hear, you should know that in BTS1, that is the game that is going on.
That's fair enough. Real quick thing, they picked Oracle on Mineski.
They lost.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but it's
I'll
bad.
say it. All kidding aside, Oracle is one of those heroes that has an abysmal win rate. Very situational hero. At least they didn't first phase it like some other teams has, and
they
at least does have some good counters here.
Like Darkseer, it's one of the best counters ever to Darkseer. You can purge off everything of his in the laning stage. So this is a hero that actually is going to run into a lot of trouble.
And I think that the actual strength of Oracle in this particular situation is that Clutch Gamer is really one psycho with their disables, if you know what I mean, right? They're going to lob everything out in the beginning, and they're expected to win the fight then and there.
Yeah.
If your Sven gets False Promise, if he pops God Strength, turns the fight around like that, that could be a huge problem for Clutch Gamers. So I think this is a situation where Oracle is not an auto loss. It's actually like a decent Oracle game.
Is a decent Oracle game better than any other hero game? That's the question I got. Because like, you look at this draft and what it is now, I'm assuming is a Mushi Bristleback with Sven being played there in the safe lane by Arc, and then we're going to be having an off lane Bristle, rather Batrider by Mag. I don't know if this is what Mineski need to win this game. It doesn't feel entirely cohesive, because like you have a couple heroes that really want to do stacks and a couple of heroes that do want to make stacking happen, but it's like outside of farming in this game, what are these heroes gonna do in the mid game? Like you have to start the fight with the Sven stun, which means if you want to do anything, like you need a blink on this hero.
Batrider is gonna get your fight started the way you want. I see this as a fairly cohesive draft. They could take objectives very easily with Sven and Bristleback, very tanky frontliners, which protects your rather squishy Lina plus Orko combination. They got great initiation through the Batrider, and they got good late game carry. A very mobile lineup with the core getting blink daggers. I think this is a fine lineup. Although with that said, I think Clutch Gamer's teamfight is very, very potent. So that's going to be the one thing that they gotta watch out for.
We'll agree to disagree, I guess, for the moment. The purple strat to me just feels too strong. The big thing about it is I look at these heroes and I see Clutch Gamers as run at you, fight teams. I see Mineski as slow tempo, farm up your items, get into them, and I feel like
Mineski's got the most run at you hero. They got Bristleback Sven. But isn't that running at you?
But they need items to get to run at you, right? Like Bristleback, he needs in the early stages. Like,
I don't know.
Sven
level 7 hits Warcry and they just run at you. That is 20 armor, right? Like, I mean, yes, I agree with you. They get better with items as they run at you, but Mineski don't need, like, they could just need drums on Batrider, Vanguard and Bristle, and the Mask of Manus on Sven, and the running at you commences. Whereas I think Clutch Gamer, they need a mech on Darkseer to, like, stay alive. They need Slardar Blink, which from a 4 position might come a little bit later. So, I think Mineski is advantage for the first 15 minutes.
I would agree with that if it was a different set of heroes that they're playing on. Mushi is playing Lina, so it's actually going to be a carry Bristleback and Ninja Boogie Sven. I like that a little bit more. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is that in this context, it does definitely feel like it's a lot on how effective this Oracle is going to be. And I don't know. There's just something about this lineup that rubs me the wrong way. I like it more with Mushi and the Lina, I think. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, we're going to see the Lina plus Queen versus Quat matchup. Last game, we saw Armel just heavily winning the mid lane, but that's more so due to like the Sunstrikes that he got and got ahead off of him.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't like Mushi was just getting outlaned due to like lane mechanics. So let's see how Mushi does.
There's also the rotations mid by the Sand King and finding kills there, which is still something that Lina's going to be susceptible to.
And last game, Armel got help. Mushi had no help at all, so
yeah,
it wasn't really fair to say that Mushi lost the lane solo. But I don't know. I think the draft is much more even. In fact, I think it's a Mineski advantage with the draft that they got.
I don't know, man. They picked Oracle.
They pick Oracle, okay.
I think the biggest thing for me is that I like it more because it's not it's not 3 separate heroes that are relying upon stacks. It's 2 separate heroes that are relying on stacks. It's Mag and it's the Bristleback. So you don't have as many heroes that need to focus on farming. And that's what I like more about it. If the Sven was a core, I really wouldn't like this draft.
Yeah, I hear you. Like, the Sven gives you, what it gives you is a better run at you. What you take away is better, like, tower hitting, which I think Lina gives you vastly stronger. And also gives you way more burst damage. And perhaps even better farm over the Sven. Simply because she could split push and clear the wave that much quicker. Mag is in a crazy spot right now.
I think this is really good. You don't normally get caught out here, and he wants to be able to pull that creep wave past.
How did he even get there?
He smoked immediately at the shrine and then dropped this ward as he passed by and then just went straight up.
Yep. He's going to basically walk down, pull the wave, and Clutch Gamer is not going to know what hit them.
Yeah. Unless there's some real Vax stuff going on, which I doubt it will. Gabby on the Slark. I think that this is another one of those heroes that you can take over a game with, and we saw Gabby's expert performance on that puck in the last game.
The battle begins.
It's a different style, but good arc. Have fun, have fun, have fun. But yeah, I guess the point that I was going to make is that last game it was Mushi that didn't get a lot of help, but they were able to rotate in and find kills. This to me feels like another game where that can happen. With just a, Slardar running in and all that other stuff.
All right, Batrider does the little dance, does the little pull, tries his best to get the creep aggro his way. The fire does run out, and looks like he will be successful and not dying.
Yeah.
And he actually did it very smartly. He did it in a way that he blocked the big camp from spawning. So normally what you could do as a support is to just pull the next wave to reset. But he did it such that neither camp spawned because he had a ward blocking the other camp. Mag did his own work. This is like
They'll
top
still
notch.
be able to get it again, though. That's one thing.
Yeah.
But it's not that first pull that happens.
Right.
Okay. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, you do have Boombex as well as the Sven. Mr. Ninja Boogie hanging out here mid. And it looks like they will see if they can mess with Mag anymore as Fly Solo's come over. Does have himself the cask as well to throw, but not going to be the best time in the world. And Sticky Napalm all getting stacked up.
All right. Meanwhile, the 2-4 position supports in the jungle, tangling it up. I think the Slardar is much more favored in the kind of versus like this because he will have access into sprint at level 2. So he's going to be a lot easier kind of grabbing all the bounty runes that's going to be laying about.
And it sort of turns into this little like test of chicken as to who's going to walk forward and secure the rune faster. And Boombex can go in with the stun if he wants, but there's a 2-second stun there from Sven, and well, it turns out it's all for naught anyways because it's top.
Long route allows him to get a little bit more extra damage in there.
Darkseer picks up that one. They are going to move in. I would have liked to see Rior try and come and contest the Darkseer.
He is coming.
Yeah, this is going to be frustrating because he can just use the Purge and it takes off all of them. So now there's no Iron Shell even on that little Centaur.
Yep, and he's out of mana. Feels bad. This is at least the one thing that Oracle can do extremely well.
Going up towards top. They're going to be able to catch onto Mag. The long-range pounce and going to be able to catch him there. The cask as well, and that's going to be first blood drawn by Gabby.
That was close, but still close is good enough there, and that is the start that you would like to see. Nicely done. Mid lane Queen of Pain. 8 CS and 4 deny over Mushi. That is crazy. Like, Lina normally just have a grand old time on the mid lane Dragon slaving away. I'm surprised to see the high amount of deny here. Armel takes a big nuke to the face and might need to actually just base. Somewhat still far away from the bottle.
This should be a kill here onto Boombex, unfortunately, as he is going to get caught. Dragon Slave to find the kill. Yeah, this is Mushi also taking this with having a high ground ward. It's one that wasn't going to get dewarded, but he had vision over a lot of Armel's movements. So very unusual, and I think that this is one where you can just put it straight onto the Quap, maybe just outlaning Mushi a little bit.
Well, Armel's staying in the mid lane with like no HP.
Yeah, he ain't tripping. He's good.
He ain't tripping.
I mean, he doesn't want to lose a couple of those range creeps, and as long as he's able to stay out of range of a Ninja Boogie stun and dodge away the Dragon Slaves from Mushi, he's fine. Looks to try and go for it again. Mushi not quite able to connect on that one, and it is going to be a rune invis over here for Ninja Boogie that passes off to Mushi.
Wait, are you sure that Mushi's getting outlaned? The way I'm seeing it is that Mushi's got bottle and boots. Armel's got neither. I mean, he's going to have one sent right now, so Armel has an extra no talisman, but that extra no talisman is not going to help you too much at this current moment, as he's getting completely out regen in the mid lane.
Well, yeah, I guess the thing that I'm saying is that he's got more CS, and he's going to be able to, like, probably get... He's going to have his level 6 before Mushi is, which is pretty important. Ninja Boogie is going to sit here, see if they can set up a kill, but it might be a long time before anything can actually happen with the creep wave heading in. And actually, I think that Armel might have just scouted.
Maybe. Evidently not, as there's that kill.
Stun comes in, the right clicks are there, and that's going to be the kill. And that's going to make up for the slight deficit that they had in levels.
Batrider up top here, going for a fly solo kill. Cask is going to bounce perhaps off of, oh my god, bounces off the neutral. Mag still going for a nice leash at the very last moment, and now Mag gets baited super hard by Fly Solo. microing that casket bounce, you know, the best of Witch
Yeah.
Doctor players can't do that. All right.
RNG Master. I mean, it's something where, you know, not necessarily the most unexpected that you can get a bounce like that, but it ends up working out into their favor. Boomback's going to walk forward and see if they can apply some pressure here onto Arc. Needs to get on the front side if they really want to go for a kill. And in fact, with Ninja Boogie coming back, they are going to find an opening. Surge is not going to be enough to keep him alive. Rappy watches as the Slardar gets taken down in this bottom lane.
Yeah, a lot of the fangs of this bottom lane has been taken out, right? Because the strength of this lane is double Iron Shell run at you, but Oracle just laughs at that, so there's really little opportunity for them to get anything done.
Well, in Ninja Boogie, one of the big items that the support Svens have been going for is an urn. I feel like you can just basically get an urn on almost any hero at this point in the game and they turn to a support. It's just such a value item.
Yep. Very easy build up with the raindrops as well. You know, you block a couple of nukes with it, put it in your backpack. Back in the mid lane here, it looks like a straight LSA catches Armel. Chain stun. Yeah. Absolutely blown up. Armel getting wrecked, and it's going to get his ward deward in the mid lane as well. Oh,
yeah.
This mid lane.
This is the thing. Like, Ninja Boogie, he ends up getting that invis rune, which scouts out that the ward was there. They're able to bait Armel into a bad position, and then they find the stun into Lina combo. And it all comes back again just to that one invis rune and them having just that little bit of information over Armel. It completely changed the dynamic of that lane.
Yep. And Queen of Pain is not the hero that could afford to have this laning stage deficit, right? Like, compared to the Invoker that he played, you could fall behind, you could get a Midas, you could jungle a little bit and catch back up, but Queen of Pain, a very momentum-based hero, doesn't even have boots right now, feels bad.
Yeah. Ninja Boogie can just run at him again, and he's got to blink away. Like, actually, no, he didn't have to. They had a stun on not enough mana for it from the Sven. I don't know if he didn't check it or what, but yeah, it's frustrating, I'm sure. All right, so 7.5 minutes into this one, 4-2 is the kill score, and it looks like Armel is finally going to be getting the boots, and Null Tally is going to go up top towards the Slark. He's definitely had a good game so far, Gabby. Currently second highest in terms of CS, as well as a couple of kills, and going to be building into the Shadow Blade to try and make some space for the rest of his team.
I think if his mid lane did a little bit better, as Mushi going for a solo kill and fly solo, misses the LSA despite having the haste rune, and as a result, he needs to just like walk it off. But back to the Slark item discussion. If Armel wasn't struggling so much, and if the Darkseer isn't struggling so much, I think he could afford to go for Hand of Midas to play a little bit more of the econ game. But as the situation is looking pretty bad, and he needs to start influencing the game from the safe lane, and the Shadow Blade is the best way to do so.
Certainly. Now Arc again, Soul Ring done. They're going to move in, and Back's going to get caught by the root. They have the follow-up stun there. No points in Vicious Nasal Goo. And meanwhile, Mushi able to find another kill onto Armel. Clutch Gamers just struggling all around the map right now.
This is the clutch I know.
Yeah.
That the lanes are just crumbling, relying on that late game team fight to bring them back. But Mineski is going to press their advantage a little bit. Ninja Boogie hanging around, but perhaps being baited into a situation. Here comes Slaughter as well. On the back front, can they drop off yet another Iron Shell? Double Iron Shell, burning it up. Here comes one stun. Maybe a vacuum. Level 1 vacuum, very short AoE. Maybe Boomback coming in as well. They definitely have a vacuum now.
I don't need to use it. Just find that quick kill, head on back to your lanes.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit of catch-up as well. Like, they were able to buy out the urn for the Sven. It's not a big deal.
That was a 4-man rotation. I like this, though.
Yeah.
They're together anyways. Let's get them. Because normally when you get a kill like that, everyone goes back to a lane farm. At least that's what is expected of you. But now, the smoke wrap around here for Mushi. Mushi, is he aware of the situation?
I mean,
Looks
he
like
should
not.
be. They're all gone for a long time, so he's going to get jumped on, and Boombax finds the stun. There's no way out. They need to cancel this TP on the Oracle right away. If they don't, it could end up being another kill. They actually bring in Ninja Boogie. Stun comes out. They can trade over aggro
Blink
if they
on
want
CD.
to. This is still going to be a bit of a problem. The healing coming in, and actually Oracle Rior to find that kill. You got to respect the Purifying Flames.
You're saying Oracle rubs you in the wrong way. The way I see it is Oracle won the bottom lane by himself. Lots of nuke damage, just picked up the kill. This might be the once in a blue moon.
I don't know.
A dead clock is right 2 times a day, you know? Like
this is the thing. I love Oracle as a hero. It's one of my favorite heroes to play. But we talk about the mid-game team fight that comes out, and this is the moment where Oracle looks so good. And then in the mid-game,
so you're saying give it 10 more minutes?
Yeah, it hurts. Like, there's so many games where I'll run around and, save 3 or 4 cores when I'm playing, or see teams that, professionals that end up doing that. And maybe they even get like 5 kills on the Oracle or something because of the power of that nuke damage. And then later on, when you need more stuns and lockdown, it just doesn't happen.
Well, I could tell you that once Gabby gets big, you definitely do wish you have a hero with an actual stun, not instead of like a baby root.
No.
So I could definitely hear that, but
Rappy maybe in a little bit of trouble here. They head off into the trees. They were still able to get the purge off, but it does not look like they are going to be able to find anything else there. And they actually canceled the TP of, I believe that was the Witch Doctor? Might have been.
I'm not too sure. Didn't catch the glimpse of that TP. Gabby, though, does have his TP still available. Tier 1 being pushed very heavily. Looks like no Lasset. And now the rotation from behind Fly Solo, as well as Armel. Armel does not have his ult for 30. This is perhaps a little bit too early of a rotation. And now it's going to be Rappy being initiated on. His Surge will get taken out.
This actually could end up working out well for them. They have Death Ward as well. Vacuum onto 2. They immediately pop the ulti, but still, these 2 heroes in a lot of trouble. Rior should end up... No, he's got the Fate's Edict. That should keep him alive, I think. So the Maledict not going to be able to do enough damage to find the kill, but Arc also going to be able to get out of there.
Oh, that was so close.
That was really clutch. Really, really well done.
Mid lane here, Yules, LSA, Laguna. Mushi on point now. Starting to get himself together. He's like, last game didn't count, guys.
Yeah. And
let's begin now.
That was all Oracle. Again, he immediately pops the False Promise onto the Bristleback. He's going to be able to regen enough through there to stay alive with his wand charges and everything else. And then he ends up Fate's Edict himself, so the Maledict damage doesn't kill him.
Back in the mid lane, I don't think Mineski's done yet. Ninja Boogie is thinking about setting yet another kill up on Queen of Pain, but how to get up close.
In the other series that we saw the other day, I think it was Mineski versus Geek Fam, maybe? I'm not sure which one it was, but it was one of those games where Mineski ended up losing with the Sven-Lina combo. The thing that the other team ended up doing a lot, I think it was Geek Fam, was that they kept on rotating their lanes so that they were strong enough they didn't have to worry about those kills, and that hasn't happened for Clutch Gamers.
Yep.
Armel keeps on getting picked off. He's 3 and 4 right now on a Queen of Pain.
It's hard to rotate your lanes when every one of your lanes, apart from the Slark, is losing.
Yeah.
So they were already losing out, and switching really don't give them that big of an advantage.
Definitely.
Well, top tower being pressured in as well. And now this time around, Sonic Wave is available, so if Clutch Gamer wants to take a fight, they can.
Yeah, Gabby also has a Shadow Blade. If they could find Rior to start this one and force out the False Promise on himself instead of onto the Bristleback, could be quite good. Oh, but they have that invis right there already. The Sentry Ward being able to scout it all out. Mag, he doesn't have his Blink Dagger off cooldown anymore. They've been able to find him. That's the Fate's Edict. Onto this Oracle. In trouble. Is going to die. He wasn't able to get off his ulti in time, and now Arc also turned upon. They're going to be able to kill off Fly Solo. Witch Doctor gone. Can they find any more off the back of this? Mushi looking for a Light Strike Ray. They can't find the Slark, though, and now Shadow Bladed away. Boombacks somehow gets the stun off after the Laguna Blade lands. But, yeah, they're out of there.
Yep. Pretty pricey defeat here for Clutch Gamers. They will lose a tower off of that as well. Armel did pour it in, but only with like half a mana bar, and as a result, wasn't able to even let loose a Sonic Wave to perhaps ensure a secondary kill.
Well, still, it's looking now, Gabby, like he is building towards the Silver Edge next. Obviously, incredibly potent against the Bristleback and able to help make him a little bit easier to take down, though. Arc is still just a monster.
Yep.
Oh, mid lane, Gabby wants to find an opening, but it's a hard catch and kill.
The thing for me that in that last fight was the preparation that Mineski had. I mean, it's pretty common that as you're pushing, you should have Sentry available against a Shadow Blade Slark, but sometimes in the heat of the moment, you do forget. And because they had that detection, they were completely ready for the Slark. Normally, Slark starts off the team fight by killing one of your supports, right? And that could have been a different fight. Slark, assassinating a courier? All right.
Well done. And, well, that might signal that Oracle was in some trouble. Wants to kill off these creeps really quickly. And hopefully then he can stay alive down here in this bottom lane. But all of this vision right now that you've got on Clutch Gamers, it scouts out all of their movements. The unfortunate part is that all the other lanes are pushing out as well.
The Creequilibrium is not allowing them to use that vision in any way. Yeah.
Is he gonna? He's gonna go to like cut the creep wave, I think.
Or just not die. That's also good. He TPs out to join his team on the mid.
That's probably a better play.
Yeah. They'll trade a tier 1 bottom for a tier 1 mid, and the advantage of Mineski.
And the tier 2 in the top lane taking some damage as well. So this could end up being ostensibly 3 towers down. Very early stage.
I mean, look at the tempo that Mineski is allowed to play, and that's really the weakness of the Clutch Gamer lineup. Apart from the Slaughter that could actually influence the game, like the Darkseer can't do anything. The Slaughter is still a little bit away from the Blink, and because of Armel's poor laning stage, he also, it's pretty much just a walking Sonic Wave, and that's it. Clutch Gamer just have to watch the towers go down one by one. And I think this is really the traditional weakness of the Clutch Gamer draft, which is they focus a lot on the mid and late game, but often suffer very heavily early on. Armel not going for the tower deny.
Interesting.
Might still die here. There is a ward scouting his very positioning right now.
Yeah, they also are setting up, though, for Mushi over here in this jungle, and they have complete and total vision over him. Armel backing out again.
Ooh,
if they
Armel
could manage to catch him, this would be huge.
Or
Mag,
not.
they blink away. He's able to get out of there for the moment, but there's the jump back. There's the kill. Mushi is going to end up dying for this as well, I believe, while the kill happens onto Armel. So, trading of the mids. Can they get any more off the back of this? Seems like the Clutch Gamers might be looking for an opening. They have 4 points up in vacuum with a wall. Gabby's still in Shadow Blade. Now it wears off.
Yeah, Clutch Gamer needs their mid way more than Mineski needs theirs because they're a little bit behind. They definitely need the Quap's AoE burst damage. Even though that was, you know, a Slug Shadow Blade that could feasibly initiate on somebody, was not really the fight that they could have taken. So they do smartly back off. But yeah, in the overall grand scheme of things, you are behind for Clutch Gamers, so taking a trade is decent. And let's see if Slaughter could get off a stun here.
He's looking for that opening. The blink is there, but so too is the blink for Mag. And Clutch Gamers just being given the runaround here. Gabby will have the Silver Edge in another, what, 700 gold roughly? Maybe 600 gold?
Yep. Probably after this camp.
That looks like he'll take that one, and fortunately Darkseer going to be left to farm elsewhere around the map. He's getting into next the Blink Dagger. He's already finished off the mech and Arcanes, and this is maybe one of those turning points for this fight and turning points for this game, is when you get all of those big team fight items up, which they're close to.
Yep. The mech's already done on Darkseer, so they're going to be a little bit resistant to the next thing. If he doesn't get Lasso, though, I think they still want the Quap first. Here we go.
They're heading up, but it's not quite on point. They will spot out Rappy here. Fly Solo also in the area. Do they realize that they're coming in? They see Mag. They're going to be able to jump onto him. The only unfortunate part is that you do have Darkseer wrapping around. Doesn't have Surge, though. 4-second cooldown, and they weren't able to get into range to give him the mech and turn around.
Yeah. I mean, Witch Doctor is not exactly the prize kill that Mineski was looking for. Clutch Gamer about taking this fight. I'm surprised that Mineski is staying. I guess they're just saying, look, we have Bristle back in the front.
Yeah.
You do you.
It's hard to stop it. Ninja Boogie's there. Again, you had Gabby that was scouting this all out, but with all of this vision down, like, look at this. Double Sentry Ward even. They're just dropping them all.
Yep. I think if the Darkseer had a Blink Dagger, this would have been a totally different story where Mineski can't stay in that kind of very aggressive position. But because Rappy does not, they could get to do whatever. So look to Clutch Gamer kind of just draw the game for a little bit longer, get the Darkseer Blink online, get the Lincolns online on Queen Pain. That's the other key piece that they're missing. Armel is unable to be in an aggressive spot because he's just always worried for a Yule's LSA or just a Lasso.
Oh, Mushi. Do they go for this? There's the jump. Pounce going to connect, and
defensive
Mushi, broken. but not taken, not killed. Fly solo. Do they die for this?
Oh
This is
my God.
so deep. Mushi is going to die. Arc is shown back up now, and now Armel, they need to get out of this one, or maybe they don't. Maybe they can actually turn and fight. It would be a very bold move. They drop the Witch Doctor ulti, vacuum wall. It's on to 2. Isn't enough damage? They take out the Oracle as well. Lina is back, though, and Fly Solo looks like he's going to die. Gabby takes down another. Mag is dead, but so too might be the Slark if he's not able to get out of there. And another big crush comes in. They're extending this team fight. They have to walk back through the wall. If they want to get to the Slardar, he is going to die for that. But you took down the Lina, you took down the Bat, and you took down the Oracle.
And you got a buyback. This is all win here for Clutch Gamer, and now it's not over
yet.
yet. Mushi might be okay.
All right,
Ninja Warcry. Warcry is a hell of a spell here, and Arc is unkillable. I don't even with the break. Yeah, he's still very tanky.
I think if he hits that pounce, he might think about going for it. But
now he needs to get the hell out now.
He has the pounce.
Taunts.
Yeah, he's just going to jump out through the backside of the Roche. Or just turn around and maybe try and kill him off.
It's actually killable here with the Witch Doctor. Oh, yeah.
In the break. Oh, Yule Scepter, but immediately taken down. They realize now the Witch is in the area. Crush is there as well. The Maledict damage, but they get there in time, and now they have the Fate's Edict. They're not going to be able to find that kill with the Maledict, and instead Arc should be able to get healed back up here.
Yep. Back to a decent amount of HP. Cutting it close, though.
Oracle's working. We saw in that last fight, though, how quickly he can die if they find him.
Yep. Especially against Slark. Like, Slark just hits you 2 times. And if you use your ultimate for yourself, you don't die, but then at the same time, you use your ultimate for yourself. Like, you have lost your value to the team at that point. Grab the round.
They want it. Darkseer is still there, does not have the Blink Dagger yet. Oh, they find Mag. Gabby is there. The Crush is going to connect. I don't know if they can kill him in time and get out as well. Gabby controlled. There's going to be the jump, the stun chain. Can they get him? They do find that kill.
Yeah, it's time to back out for Clutch Gamer. They're still retaining the fight here. Ninja Boogie.
Ninja Boogie, the combo. Oh, baby. Clutch Gamer's taking down another, but they need the Slark to get the break off.
Did I say that they needed to back up? Evidently not. Man, this Slaughter Crush is on point. Remember the previous fight when the Lina came back? They had no fear, and now they're going to go right back in. Arc, it's being 4v1 right now. He is a bristleback at the same time. He's being 4v1. Just kidding. They still can't kill him. Like you said, they needed to get off the break.
Yeah.
Or else it ain't happening.
I mean, that's the cool thing about this, though, I will say, and the cool thing about the Oracle pick is that if you break him, you can still save with False Promise. If they end up backing out and they're just like late for the Maledict to kill also, you can have Fate's Edict to save a life. There's a lot of ways to play around it, but by and large, Clutch Gamers do seem to have all of the tools at their disposal if everybody's alive.
And to me, I think they're playing better than Mineski, would you say? Like,
yeah,
they are making more plays with less. The net worth graph now is in favor of Clutch Gamer. They were making better plays over a team that they were down 3,000, 4,000 net worth, and now they're ahead.
All right.
So, I don't know. That buyback of Mushi really cost them.
And I think, too, that it feels like Clutch Gamers are a very talented lineup, and in a lot of ways, Mineski are the ones that are making the better decisions, but they're getting outplayed. That's what it feels like.
Yep.
And maybe it's just, too, also that Clutch Gamers have the tools to outplay somebody. I mean, it's hard to outplay somebody as a bristleback. Like, you kind of just stand there, and, you know, if you have enough HP and enough of the defensive items, then you survive.
Man, whenever you see Iron Shell versus bristleback, it's a party.
Oh, yeah. All right, and now even more problems going to start to come up for Mineski. The Blink Dagger is done for Darkseer. Initiation's all the more potent.
Yep. This is the stage of the game where I think whatever Mineski advantage had is going to be largely nullified. This is going to be where team fight happens. And like we already witnessed, Clutch Gamers got what it takes to win the team fights. And honestly, unlike last game where Mineski had big team fight ultimates like Black Hole that they could always, no matter the situation they're in, they could somehow win a fight. I think Mineski needs to tread extremely carefully. They are getting closer to a point where you lose a fight or 2 in a row. It's a point of no return because suddenly these heroes like Slark, Queen of Pain, the Darkseer is going to be too big.
Yeah. And I think that the other thing, too, is like, you look at what happened in this bottom fight here. The Maledict got onto, I think, 1 hero, and it looked like, all right, maybe we can save that one with Oracle. But they threw out a Sonic Wave, and it killed everybody.
Right.
And that's really the problem that you have with Oracle is that in these big engagements, there is no way to save absolutely everybody. Maybe at most you can save 2 with a Fate's Edict on one and a False Promise on the other, but regardless, there's just too much AoE damage, and Mineski can't afford to have somebody dead to win a fight.
It's not just about the AoE damage, because ideally if Mineski could just put Bristleback into the front line where Bristleback soaks up everything, then yeah, you false promise him and you win the fight.
Yeah.
The problem is Clutch Gamer is so damn mobile that they could just walk around the Bristleback.
Right.
And then they, like last fight they just like went to the back line, and like what, you have Surge, you have Shadow Blade, you have Blink, and then Blink, so everybody could go everywhere.
Oh, he got the Dark Pact off.
Easy.
Damn. Well, now you're looking a little bit afraid. Oh, God, the vacuum. Good Yule Scepter. That saves a life. That was so necessary. Can they kill off the Slardar, though? I don't think it's going to end up happening. False Promise is there. That is going to be a dead Slardar. Sonic Wave out as well. Arc is just dismantled. There's no way to stop that one. Light Striker right, but my God, was Mushi dead. And, well, Rior, he's going to be able to make his escape. But 2 die, and they're both the cores. Did not feel tanky in that fight.
Yeah, very fast reaction here by Mushi, able to click the Yules onto the Slardar, such that as soon as he blinked in range, he basically blinked to his death. At the same time, though, you blew your Laguna Blade for 4-position support, and then, you know, the rest of the team got wrecked. That cask bouncing only between 2 heroes,
yeah,
with a creep cam next to that, I'm telling you, Fly Solo can micro his cask, no problem.
What if that was a thing? Could you imagine? That would be great.
They should make it a thing. My skill cap, you know?
Definitely. All right, and Sven, he's just been sort of hovering around this low net worth. He'd love to be able to finish off a Blink Dagger. It could make all the difference in some of these fights for getting a counter initiation play. But just sitting at this now, like, Clutch Gamers can go in and take down Roshan, and I don't know if Mineski can really come and contest.
They will try. Rappy's going to sit in the front line, perhaps even throwing his body away for the safe Roshan, but no punish. The problem with that last engagement was because Gabby was able to Dark Pack that initiation.
Oh, they realized that the Slark is being revealed, and they're still thinking about going. That's a Blink Dagger disabled for Boombacks. Armel is there too. Light Strike Ray gonna connect, maybe in some more trouble.
But he's in
this
fog.
is a big group up. If they end up being able to jump in with the Darkseer, it could be huge. Pop them back as well, and Clutch Gamers back out.
All right, everyone back it off.
I think this is the Shrine and Go.
But yeah, going back to the jungle fight on the Dire Jungle, is that Gabby basically broke the smoke gank by dodging the lasso. And as a result, Mineski was in such a compromised position. And again, back to the point I previously made, where Clutch Gamer is just more mobile as a team. So you are in a very deep, dire position in the woods. You get jumped on like that, and really... only losing 2, in my opinion, for Mineski was a lucky break for them.
Yeah.
Because it could have been way worse.
All right, well, here we are again. Bottom lane going to be pressured. Mineski, not really a ton of answers for this type of team fight, and Aegis on the Slark makes it even more potent. He's got a BKB done, 10-second, ready to just pound away at these guys. The plus side is that there is still a lot of tankability, and Bristleback, he's been able to build into a Heaven's Halberd. Yeah,
that's a big thing. If you could Halberd the Slark, Dark Pack, and BKB, does not get rid of it. So you could just actually gimp the Slark quite hard, depending on when you get the Heaven's Halberd off. So Lincoln Sphere now being built up here on the Slark. But Lyrical, I'm not sure if you feel the game. It feels like it's escaping here from Mineski. They had the big lead from the lane, but they're unable to transition into a sizable lead. Like no Roshan, no deep towers being selected.
Yeah, and I think that it was sort of like they didn't make it the most of what was the starting great point for them. Oh God, Arc, he's broken. He's got the corrosive haze on him.
They have false promise.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, he's fine for the moment. There's a jump forward. The stun comes out as well. They've got caught onto one. That is the Slardar, but again, Boombacks just gets Greaves and turns back around, and Gabby not at all afraid. He's got the Aegis. Arc does get false promise. Can they make it out of here? Vacuum still on cooldown, 13 seconds.
Yeah, look at how strong this Mineski lineup is if it's the Bristleback tanking in the front line, as opposed to Clutch Gamer walking from the back, right? Bristleback, even though he was taking a lot of damage, he was calm under pressure. Oracle even waited to the, like, almost the second time that Bristleback needed to die. Now they're going to jump again. No false promise this time around. Maledict is there. Vacuum Wall. This is the combination. They're going to try to take down the Bristleback. Bristleback dropping low, being healed up again, still alive. Can the Maledict take him down? No. He makes it back to the shrine. Meanwhile, Mushi cannoning away on the front line. Nobody dies.
That's the thing, right? Is that you've still got so much sustain here by Clutch Gamers. They can keep trying to go into Arc, but it doesn't matter though, because they're still hitting away at this tower. When the next creep wave comes in, it's gonna fall. And now Arc gonna walk forward again. They don't have a wall available. It's still sitting there. The vacuum is gonna come back off cooldown in 1 second. So if they wanted to try and fight this, still an opening. Arc amped up, but hard to make it work. And yeah, Gabby just sort of playing back and forth. The crush comes out. The break is there as well. He's taking a ton of damage, and Arc is going to end up falling here. Maybe, possibly, yes. They take him down. Boomback's going to get Lagooned for the 8th time this game, I'm sure. And Gabby's just going to start going ham. He has 20 Essence Shift stacks. They buy back on the Bristleback, but I don't know if that's going to be enough to dissuade them from going any further. Age is still in hand for Gabby. This is looking like the beginning of the end.
Well, Gabby goes right back and sees the Lina here and wants a Lina dead. Lina running away, fly solo, is going to get taken down. And now Armel zones him in. They finally get the Lina. Arc, like you said, did use the buyback, but unfortunately is a Bristleback and cannot chase anybody down. Looks like that will be the end of all of the fighting.
Well,
just kidding. Just kidding.
Wants to go back in. He's could probably just take down Arc
he's
here.
got Aegis, so.
Or just reorg. Go for reorg.
Yeah,
This is an easy
reorg
kill.
is an easy kill. Goodbye, friend.
That feels so bad as an Oracle. False promise.
Oh, you're going to give him more stack? This is not the play, dude.
No, that's what the Fate's Edict is for. Yeah, but he is going to end up getting that kill regardless. Reor.
Yeah, that was like 5 more stacks. All right.
That Slark giggle, it makes my blood boil. I hate to hear it. As a support player, it feels so bad constantly getting killed by this guy.
Just throw down some sentries, man. Kappa.
That doesn't work. What are you talking about? But I mean, look at this. He just hits the tower. He doesn't care.
All right, he cares about the disarm.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, they will get the building. Oh, the lasso gets broken again. Cabby activating the BKB, and now, yeah, thanks for more stacks. Vacuum back!
Oh, baby.
No crush this time, but they don't need it. The damage is out there. They are crumbling here, and Clutch Gamer. Okay.
Laguna Blade, turn it back around, but Armel's already out, and now Gabby's going to turn on to Mushi. Good Yule Scepter lift up. That was very close, but they don't hit the combo, and they won't be able to punish Gabby any further. He's already burned through the Aegis. He can just sit back. He does have 40 stacks of Essence Shift, so
we're getting to the black level of territory of Essence stacks, which is not there yet. I think Black had like 80 at one point or something.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Yeah, but nothing more he could get. Maybe a tier 2.
Yeah.
He can retain some of that Essence stack. He is losing them very rapidly.
But here's the thing, like, it doesn't matter. Clutch Gamers, it doesn't feel like they're going to lose a fight now as long as they don't overextend, because the chase from from Mineski is just not there. Like, as soon as you use the lasso, it's been used so many times onto a Dark Pacted Slark.
Yeah, I mean, they have good initiation. It's just that Mineski needs to do so much off of the initiation. And I think it's 2 to 3 times now in a row where the Bat Rider essentially is deleted, right? Like, either he gets killed in the beginning or his lasso doesn't grab the target that he wants. He found Gabby twice, but it has gotten Dark Pacted, and he found, like, Witch Doctor, which is not the target you want to go on in the first place. So, and of course, there is Ninja Buki with the initiation with the Sven as well, but he hasn't been on point. His Blink Dagger, you know, only recently got picked up. And the Lina Yule's initiation, which was good early on in fighting a pick or two, is not really the way that you want to start a team fight. So, overall, like you said, it's Clutch Gamer that's the one selecting all of the fights that they want.
That was
pretty cool. Yeah.
Double force staff. You know, it's almost as if Mineski are missing a stun and damage from their support. Almost as if they picked an Oracle that falls off.
Oracle has damage.
Here's the thing, though. Like, and I don't want to harp on a point far too much, but it does feel like this is just, it was Mineski not quite hitting the point in their draft. They built up a good advantage in the laning stage.
Yep.
Checkmark that box. They ended up sort of moving around the map and taking a lot of kills, checkmark that box, but they weren't able to get to that point where Bristleback is this indomitable force standing up on the high ground, hitting the tier 3 towers with Oracle there to back him up. And when that didn't happen, the rest of the draft fell apart. And it's not so much that Mineski like, you know, are bad drafters or anything. It's just that they weren't quite able to execute it. It was more difficult.
I think they, like you said, they checked a lot of those boxes. The reason they couldn't get the Bristleback to where he needs to be is that they lost momentum during the mid game.
Yeah.
The one key smoke gank that Gabby dark packed at the lasso, that was the game turning point where Mineski lost all of their momentum. The Lina buyback earlier in the Shrine fight, like right here where you're looking at currently, is also a big turning point in the game. Definitely. So Clutch Gamer winning 2 fights in a row against a team that needed to maintain momentum is no bueno.
No bueno indeed. The least bueno thing that could have happened, perhaps.
Bottom.
Oh no.
Lina. Mushi.
Okay,
somehow he's not dead, but okay.
All right. Well, they make it work. 35 minutes in. Clutch Gamers on the verge of taking it to the final round and playing for a TI spot.
Yep. So the winner of this game gets to play Fnatic, right? For a spot for TI, right?
Yes.
So I think a lot of fans are waiting for the Mushi versus Ohio, but it might not look like it. It might be Clutch Gamers getting their shot at TI.
Unless something changes in the next couple of minutes here. And that match, whoever it is that ends up taking this best-of-3 series, will be played following it. And I believe that will be hosted on the BTS 1 channel as well. So keep your eyes out for that one, everybody, as, well, still farming away. Mineski trying to find a life for themselves in this game. Oh, and Lotus Orb is going to be the pickup for Darkseer next. That is super good. Because then, I mean, you can just Lotus Orb as you're going up to hit high ground, and Batrider is just going to look at you and can't really do anything.
Unless Bat has a BKB of zone, which he does not.
Well, no, even then.
You just stand there.
Yeah, because you're going to Lotus Orb yourself. You're going to lasso yourself. Lotus Orb does feel quite good. I don't know if it's just, as far as like balancing stuff is concerned, if it's just because Sheep is so bad because of it or what. I don't know.
There are drafts where Lotus Orb is king. There are drafts that Lotus Orb does nothing, so I guess.
Oh man.
Slaughter.
They're set up for this. All the rest of Mineski is back here. Slark is scouting it out. There's a ton of sentry wards just all around the map right now.
There you go. Prepare for that Slark.
Yeah. Pretty soon it's not going to matter, though. Like, he has a Lincoln Sphere. He's going back for the Butterfly. He's about to be level 25, too, so getting either that Pounce Leash or the 12 doll stats, either one is just a nightmare.
I think this game you're looking, perhaps, the Pounce Leash is quite good against the Bristleback. You want to keep him locked down in a place.
Wait a minute, though. Mag, they spot out the Slark. They break the smoke, and now they're all revealed. They're walking forward. They have the jump. The Crush is there onto 2. Armel gets the Sonic Wave Vacuum. The Witch Doctor ulti. They're trying to back out with Ninja Boogie stun, but it was never going to be enough. That's going to be a dead Oracle, as well as soon to be a dead Bristleback. Melting like paper.
Remember the last time I said that they were in a very tough spot when their smoke got broken? They took a fight and they lost? Yeah, that just happened again. Yeah. If your smoke breaks, you don't get the target you want, which is the Slark. That's it. That's the fight. That's the game. Mineski needed to back off, but that moment of hesitation, the rest of Clutch Gamer just pounced, literally. And I think this is it.
I think it's not like the end of the game, but in 2 minutes it could be.
Again, like what I said earlier about Mineski in Game 1 is they always had this big ult they could fall back onto. Like, what is this big game-changing thing? False promise?
No.
They have nothing of that, like, powerful that could turn the tide of this game. Unless Clutch Gamer just goes all 4 into tier 4s and fountains, I just don't see Clutch Gamer losing this one.
Yeah. It's quite hard to deal with. And there's the jump forward if they wanted, just keeping Oracle out of the fight. It's impossibly hard to hold this here. They will have a buyback, I think, available on a couple of heroes to try and defend and just hopefully wait for more farm to get onto those heroes. But, my God, if it's not easy, it is a tough one. Mushi split pushing.
All right, Rior's going to get initiated in the base here. Vacuum's going to be there as well. They remove one. Crush is going to find another. Batrider getting gone on as well. That is going to be 2 kill. Arc goes inside thinking he's top dog. Well,
this is just, it's too much. Like, the Maledict damage on top of him. He got a ton of quills off, but the buyback is there. I don't think it matters in the least bit.
Gabby says more stacks? Okay.
Really, that's all that's really going on here. They jump forward, they get the silence off Gabby, just destroying him. Sonic Wave yelling quite loud in his ear, and GG called. It wasn't even 2 minutes, it was 1 minute and 15 seconds.
There you go. Well, that means Clutch Gamer will move to the winner bracket, as it were, where they are one best of 3 away from a TI spot.
This is something to be somewhat expected, at least. This is the team that qualified for a ton of these other big events by virtue of beating out the rest of the Southeast Asian
But
teams.
they also got trashed on all those big events after they qualified. So,
and that's going to be a big question, is if they do get through this, if they do manage to take down Fnatic in the next game, which again, we're getting ahead of ourselves, how well do they do at TI? We'll wait for that conversation until the next game because they still have a big dog to take down in Fnatic in the next series. But Lumi, are you happy? This is a team, again, that you predicted was going to do quite well, and it seems like they're streaming up and getting there. Roland was another one, of course, who was always calling out the
I'm very happy
boys.
for them because even though they have competitive experience, these guys are no newcomers. Like, they've been around a little bit, but TI is kind of a huge step up for them. So I hope they at least have a good showing in the next best of 3. They've been playing super solid today, so I think Fnatic watching this set should be somewhat worried.
Yeah, definitely. Somewhat worried indeed. And then, of course, that does mean that Mineski is going to drop down to the lower bracket. They're going to have to face off against Execration in an elimination match tomorrow. And then, of course, the winner of that one will face the loser of our next match to determine the second slot, who's going to go forward into TI from the Southeast Asian region. Already TNC is qualified, but for now, at least, we're going to go to a quick break. I believe that NA stuff is just still finishing off, and then should be into the last couple matches of Southeast Asia. Lumi, Lyrical, LNL, oh, it's glorious. See you guys in a few.